having a little discussion briefly with a friend of mine, and I was saying that I understand Spotify now, whereas before I didn't. And I really appreciate it. I mean, I was asked in an interview a few months ago when I released my Standing Still record. They asked me, what do you appreciate about the music industry today and what don't you like about it? And I said, I like how the industry is able to help you along. But I think one thing that I understated was the benefits of Spotify. I didn't really understand it till now, but it's really good in that it kind of breaks down the political wall. It's what I was telling someone earlier. I was telling my friend earlier, I said, I think at this particular point, people still don't quite understand how to use it. Now, I don't mean as far as how to navigate and play music on it, but as far as the function of what it's for. Spotify is to get royalties to artists who are working artists that put work in. Its specific design is to get revenue going their way at relative affordability to the customers. And it's even more than that, because the truth of the matter is, it's a win-win for both sides. It's actually a very cleverly designed thing, because now you're not being asked to go out and purchase music. They know that people are pirating music left and right. People are taking albums and they're leaking albums constantly. Even with YouTube's new little laws, people are still taking albums, releasing things early, and doing all sorts of actions. And you have that coupled with the fact that record sales are at an all-time low. They talk about the head honchos, which are just a few. The Kanye, this, the Taylor Swifts. Even Jay-Z is kind of falling out of that light as a top dog. Not really, but in a sense, the record sales have plummeted. The few elite at the very top, even their sales are super low. So with that, coupled with piracy, etc., a lot of artists are losing out and they're not making money. So I think Spotify is a really good idea, because you can hear somebody's entire catalog. It doesn't kill prospective sales. It doesn't kill prospective purchases by the consumer. And at the same time, it eliminates any type of trepidation on the listener's part from purchasing an album or from listening. Because now you're basically being told, all you have to do is come on here, rip down the walls of preference and who you like and who you're supposed to like and who you're scared to like. And I appreciate it personally as an artist, because all I do is, in the words of Sean Poe, I'm just trying to make good music, you know what I'm saying? That's what it's about to me. So the thing is, the design is that if you like the music, then just listen. And while you're listening, royalties go away your thoughts. So I really do like the idea. Revenue comes to the artist. Very, very clever idea. It makes a lot of sense. And it doesn't just make sense, it's one of those universally beneficial things. I mean, I go on Spotify and I literally will browse around, and it's cool because it's game steam. A lot of heavy hitter mainstream people are on there, as well as indie artists. Some artists that I know of are on there, some indie artists, as well as all of your favorite top artists. Everybody. It's become like a universal library of music. I even found Shaquille O'Neal's album on it. Because it's made to be that type of, I discovered Miles Davis records with Spotify. It's made to be that universal library where everything by an artist will be on there. That's to attract you to their library. I purchased several Miles Davis albums because of Spotify. The fact that I can listen to them on there doesn't take away my desire to purchase. That's the cool thing about that app. It's just there to let you know this is what you can listen to, this is what they have out. Then you go looking for the record. It makes sense. But I think it just needs to be used the way it was intended, and it could be really successful. I check my revenue because the cool thing is I'm a member of CD Baby. They push me through Spotify, and they show me my revenue, and they show me my listens and whatnot. It's not a tremendous amount of money, but it's not really about that. It's just a simple matter of letting your music work for you. It's like an avenue out there to allow yourself to, basically, if the plays I got from SoundCloud were carried over to Spotify, then that translates to revenue rather than just blind plays. And it's harmless. It has the same harmless nature where you go there, you follow, you listen, and that's it. And I have a few people that are interested. And to me, the only thing is getting people to an understanding of how and what Spotify means to the artist. Because I think still they're treating it like, it's like this generation has become so ingrained with social media and networking. Everything that comes out is treated like another social network site. When SoundCloud came out, people started treating it like a social network site, where you have people just on there just to be on there with no real interest in what's going on there. But they don't know how to detach that and say, you know what? This is for music. Let me approach it like music. And I think it's really good because it's a good site that breaks the walls down. You don't have that transparency with iTunes or something. People buy their music off iTunes, but it doesn't have that same type of intimate feel where you go on there and you're looking around for artists and it's easy to find and follow this. It doesn't have that feel. It feels very kind of straight up and down. You just preview what you want. You either know what you want already, you just preview a couple stuff, and then you purchase, and then you get out. But Spotify lets you go there, have an intimate look at the artist, and then check out their work in full, completely unbridled. Not a clip, but a complete track. Listen to the whole record. And even if you don't choose to make a purchase after that, the interest you show in good music shows. And it's like, and to me, that's what it's all about, just good music. Forget about the politics. It's not about who my friends say I'm supposed to like or who I'm supposed to not like and stuff like that. Like, erase that. Go on there, what's good music, listen to it. And all you have to do is that. All you have to do is that. And the artist is able to benefit from those listens. To me, it's a win-win. It's a perfect situation. But I don't know. I believe my records received some good reviews. I'm not the type of person to stroke my own ego. I just don't have it in my personality to walk around, oh, guess what, this, I just don't do that. And I feel like even when I do it, it's just gonna come off negative anyway. And here he is pushing his own stuff. That's the reason why it was so important for me to get acclaim, to get certified critic reviews. I wanted to be reviewed by Downbeat, but I really wanted to get critical, straight up reviews of the record. good or bad, and I shared the good and the bad. The first review I got was a 1 out of 5 stars by a guy who's a mainstream fan, the type of guy who loves a simple dubstep, one beat type of thing. And of course he flips the logic to make it sound like he's into intellectual music and what I'm doing is just babble. But even he had to respect it. But he showed a distaste for it and he gave his review. And I respected that. But I've gotten pretty good reviews. I've gotten on average 7, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10s for the record. And I put those up because my whole thing was I'm trying to eliminate all these walls. It seems like a lot of times there's always this hesitation. I don't know if it's a money thing or what. I don't even think it's a money thing. I think it's just people are creatures of habit. They're used to liking this, they're used to not liking that, and they don't like when something comes along to shake that up. I think that's pretty much what it comes down to. But one thing I wanted to eliminate as a wall was the fact that, you know, a lot of people think it's coming off that I'm just pushing my stuff and I'm just trying to push something that's not true to get attention for this, that, and third. And I'm like, no, that's not it. That's never been it. I've never been that type of an individual. And just to put to bed that myth, here are critic reviews. This is not Jason. This is not Jokatech. This is so-and-so, Owen Matheson or whatever, you know, not to put his name on blast, but, you know, he's one of the critics that reviewed my record. Very comprehensive review. He's a guy who knows his music. Every type of music has a following. Every type of music has a following. And I don't think my music's achieved its following just based off of exposure. And my thing is I'm trying to eliminate that whole, I'm not some fresh newbie. I'm not some, you know, cream puff who's coming out of nowhere, who's trying to push some basement garbage stuff. You know, I'm a hobbyist or something. I'm not that dude. I've been at this for quite a while. I've been in with professionals. I've been around professionals. I've been professionals. I've been more professional than professed professionals for a long time, for a while. You know? So that's why it was so important to me, the reviewing process, because now you're seeing comprehensive listeners. And it also is important to me that other musicians as well review it. You know, now you're seeing what they hear in the record. So now you know, okay, this is a good record, this is good music. He's not just saying that about his own music. First of all, I've never been that type of person, but reviews are so important because I don't want to have to get an excuse. You know, I'm a fan of music first and foremost, and I'm also my biggest critic. Spotify. I'm just looking forward to when the new albums go up. I have 2 new projects. Well, one old, one new, that are going to be shortly up on Spotify. They're being reviewed now. And just to get exposure to music. I mean, I know when I do good music, I know when I don't. You know, I've done a lot of records. And you know, there's interest and buzz in my project, but there's just this hesitance to invest in things. The whole thing about it is, with Spotify, it's not about money. And with me, it's never been about money. You know, I don't know if some people think that I'm just trying to squeeze a couple pennies from them so I can say I got some money for what I did. I mean, I don't know what the logic or reasoning is behind it. I really don't. I know there's a lot of off reasoning though. Like, it's not about money. It's never been about money. I don't need to peddle music. That's why I was never one of those dudes, you know, sit down in the city, pushing my CDs off of people for $10. I just put it out there. My Spotify page has been there for a while. Follow me on Spotify. Everybody uses Spotify. I mean, Spotify's pretty much blown up now. Just follow me. Just check it out. Nobody's asking you to subscribe. I'm not asking you to invest or to go and maintain something. No, Spotify is very simple. I even forget some of the artists I'm following. Because I go there, I like their music, I follow them. Every now and again, I'll go through my following list and look at an artist, click on them, and I'll play through their list. And the cool thing about Spotify, the whole catalog is there, so I'll shuffle it, and I'll be hearing new stuff from them because it's going through their catalog. And if it's somebody I know, I mean, personally, I just react differently. If there's somebody I know who does music, I mean, I'm gonna be blunt and straight. There's good music and then there's music that's not worth listening to if somebody's not putting. Usually it's a matter of effort. If somebody's putting real effort into their music, and I mean effort, I don't mean like they're really looking at that paper like, oh, I can't wait to get that paper. Because you know, you have a lot of these dudes, these grimy dudes, they're focused on the money. So they're just trying to be as grimy as they can. There's no passion for the music itself. And it shows. But usually if somebody's putting passion into their music, it shows. And it's worth a follow, it's worth a listen. If there's somebody I know personally, or somebody I know of, sometimes I'll even go onto Spotify and look them up. And that right there is going to tell me how serious they are about music, because I know that they're trying to get their stuff out there. Like one of the dudes that I went and saw, looked them up, went to a Spotify page. It's become the encyclopedia for artists. Like people who are serious artists, more often than not, they're on Spotify. So I'll go and I'll just look them up, and I'll look at their catalog, and I'll give it a listen, and I'll even follow. To me, it's intriguing. As a lover of music, to me that's intriguing. I never have the thought go through my mind that, oh, I know this person and they do music and they're on Spotify. Oh, but you know what? Nah, I can't go and check that out, man. I'm not trying to give them any play like that. I would never think like that. That's like, I'd have to be really childish to think like that. Like, I'm a grown adult. I like music. Somebody I heard is doing music, somebody I know of or whatever, I'm going to go and check them out and see what they're about. Because it's harmless. They just happen to be getting revenue with Spotify. That's the reason why that app is so good. But why would I even think, oh, well, you know what? I'm not trying to go and follow them or anything, because then I'm puffing their ego. Nobody cares. Your follow list is your own personal list. I mean, people just have to me, I just feel like that politics doesn't have any place in Spotify. And I'm just trying to weed through and find the real passionate music listeners that are left in this world. And I'm just trying to get some exposure for my music. Because, I mean, there's too many people that bring like this childish teeny bopper attitude to outlets like that. And it's a little frustrating. Because I'm like, you want it to be all about the music, but all this other stuff is coming into play. Like, oh, no. I'm like, really?
Now for a break.
I turn a blind third eye to all that's going on beneath pillars and sentences I write run-ons and format in essence. Mac 11's held at age of 7. I reminisce on the past, feeling my presence, hull of the masses. The war-torn nations of bad, foul calamity inside of mastic, suppressing the progressive from youth. Theory of relativity, irrelevant, zero benevolence, even without knowledge of truth. You can see the whole world climax as I sit in the booth. Yo, ask Ray, which is worse, in the Vietnam War or on the streets of New York? He looked at me and said, neither is your cup of tea. But lately what's been bothering me is as bad as we got. They say it, this is peace. Is this the accent of freedom? I don't know. Some will fall under and some will go pro. Can a man fly? Some of them know. All men die, some of them choke. The middle class struggle staying broke. Tax kills, some are overdosed with mad pills. It's impossible to make peace and survive still. Any beef I let ride can turn into a homicide, no lie. I continue to live well and excel past all boundaries, but can't find equality with broken snakes watching me. The desert road is my theology. Can my actions be pivotal enough to change prophecy? Wow, when is it ever suit or build a flip? In stats, they never respect you if you stay accessible. I raise quota to the next decimal. My enemies are infinitesimal and black, the opposite of spectral. I think again and net at 20 or better. I could run back for whatever. You think I'm clever? Nah, just a little on the bright side, but nighttime brings the opposite like crime. Native Americans in the history of gangs, English pushing in the states and turning southern twang. Colonies drop, competition between man and nature, caught between rock and paper. Like a sage who walks around with closed eyes, struck a Cupid's arrow, aid us in waterfall and love. Heretics, they don't need us. Working on my word craftsmanship, I backflip on tracks on track. I rip out paths and facts in the book of math. Not easy being a genius and a beast. My technique is hard for the streets. Please, I may give a little bit to something, but if it don't make sense, then say goodbye to my investment. Moving in circles while I protest. The purple elements are all irrelevant from no measurements to reach the settlement. Blind addicts in the basement needing the president. In all ways, my life was like a maze, mental static, confusing firearms and prophylactics. The death of a butterfly, they call it tragic. I wonder what they call magic. I stay pumping, bases on the line with the theme jumping. I shine money in my mind, but it's the root of all unbelievable holes. Control over my goals of feeding my people, switching channels over my division. I condition with love, but I never call it Nate, my cuz. I turn a blind third eye to all that's going on beneath pillars and sentences. I write run-ons in format in essence, paint a masterpiece with sevens, numbers for completion symbolic. If you research my rebirth, it's like the supernova death of a star. The sounds reach you wherever you are. Verbalization of my experience of breaking the seal. Time is telling me how destiny feels. I refuse to be remembered with passion while the blind fall asleep. When my skills are fall to ashes, I raise ashes.
You just box into your little world, and anything that you don't or were told not to approve of, you're just gonna turn a blind eye. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Like I said, there's music that's good and there's music that has no effort behind it and is not worth listening. I know the music that I've done, there have been a couple of unreleased stuff that I've done and some stuff that were light releases that, yeah, I'll admit, were not worthy listens. And I knew that after I made them. The Pale 8 Project, The Ink and Me, I'm honest. But most often than not throughout my career, very professional with what I do. Very professional with the sound. Either I was in the studio or I was with production companies getting things held down. Or once I learned the craft on my own, I'm using good equipment and good programs and I'm getting the work done myself and you hear it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have put it out. Usually, I'm professional with what I do. You know, it's not bias when I say, you know, the stuff I put out and the stuff that I'm introducing on Spotify is definitely worth a listen. I didn't put any of my lower tier projects on there. I didn't even put Pariah on there. And for sentimental reasons, I could have, because it was professionally done in the studio, but it wasn't quite up to the snuff of what I want to put out on Spotify. So I didn't put it there. You're seeing just a catalog of my quintessential stuff. I might put some other old stuff on there, depending on what they are, but I'm very meticulous with that. Now, I'm more indiscriminate when it comes to SoundCloud. My SoundCloud page, I put a lot of my old material and my old records up. But Spotify, that's my catalog of serious music. And it's worth a listen. It's worth a listen. I mean, I don't see why. I mean, to me, I just don't get it. You know, it's like I said back when I did the record, Though Silent. You know, it's like the art of listening is done. It's like everything is about politics. There's no passion. There's no like, oh, I like this. This is feel good music. This is feel good. This feels good. I like this, and a third. Let me follow. Everything is about, oh no, what am I supposed to do to keep in step with my contemporaries? And it's like, we got to let go of that. That's very childish thinking. Forget about who you know. That's kindergarten stuff. I know you. I can't be supporting you. You ain't doing nothing serious. Like, that's some childish stuff. That's stuff that childish people do, and that's stuff that families tend to do. I'm related to you. You're my brother. So, hey, you ain't doing nothing special. I ain't gonna try to give you no special attention. That's that childish stuff. Like, all jokes aside, it's like, get past that. That's why, I mean, I gravitate away from stuff like that, because to me, that doesn't make any sense. Be a fan. Music is natural. Music was made to listen to. And the SSSX project, the How a Superhero Feels project, Coming of Age, and the Magnum Opus projects, those are quality. Now, if anything, the last one I did, I feel like, not necessarily that was rough around the edges. I just feel almost like there was a little bit of a drop off in energy somewhat. But it's still a quality project. And I still counted it worthy to put on Spotify. And it should be up there within the near future, next week or so. But, I'm not just putting this stuff up there just for nothing. I'm putting it up there to utilize for Spotify. If you like music, just give me a listen. It's not hard.
What's up, world?
I'm doing what I can on my part,
Second album,
as well as I can in my capacity, to rip down the walls of I didn't
Still
know.
waters run deep.
To just leave the rest up to, hey, just listen.
Yeah, them hard in the verses though. BS, what up? Yo, I got a heart of steel, maybe that's why I'm hard of feeling. Distant with cards and high stakes, rolling the dice and wheels, dealing with adversity. I know exactly how the pressure feels. Some are natural survivors, some cavemen under wires, vendettas with pliers. Five for homeless, building my own. I'm a thorn, so when pops die, I won't cry, never alone, because I emulate him. On the far side, nightmares, my revenge, and screams and mass murder. Count a couple meals, it down a couple thousand pills. I'm only 21, I wanna chill in a world filled with reefers in the back, zoned out, bumping my speakers. In hard times, the best teachers, children of far reaches. I punch zones, zapping in the world of my foes. What happened to a world of heroes with some of them like Mars and pros? As a child, I would never feel home. Murder lines are killed, time to unwind. A reject, turning blind eyes to laid screens. Maybe a savior, maybe turn to darker vapors. When I connect lines, I stress mine. Remember less crimes and no snakes and high stakes, but still guaranteed weight. I clean up all the L's I took with books and death notes. They pay me fees, my life strokes cascade death in 80 degrees. I told you, you were like a younger brother, but now I gotta kill you with a Lexus. Floor it, smile through a dangerous chorus. It's kinda hard predicting with the man that I am. I got a reputation harder than the bass that I jam. Plus I'm doing damage, loading up my ammo, casting shadows on the canvas. Plus I'm doing damage, loading up my ammo, casting shadows on the canvas. And I murdered my enchantress. Damn. Second LP. T Cozy, you're not in the studio this time. I just have to jump in. I'm not the talking type, straightforward go-getter. You know my style, buck wow. Yeah. Let's get 'em. You're not dedicated enough to be great. I inscribe slates, armed with a parasite, ever embracing the gateway. You are by dependence of residence. I'm God's above you, owner and president. The hometown could never love me. Marketing my disease, I hold a plant in the bazooka, aiming to squeeze. I'm just a dirty little African on his knees with live rhymes that make him freeze. Why does death feel so close? It's so cold, it's getting closer and it hurts a lot. I fell asleep and ran through thoughts of poets, hip-hop, breathing in paradise when Jupiter drops. I make waves and free slaves. In the beginning, I was thinking in caves and being embraced. But knowledge, wherever I am, the human race is running in my pace. Society plays the backdrop to my maze. To my amazement, I only kept the basic. No one to dance with when light hits black and murderous. When light hits facts, participating and demonstrating the man that I am. I got a reputation harder than the bass that I jam. Plus I'm doing damage, loading up my ammo, casting shadows on the canvas. Plus I'm doing damage, loading up my ammo, casting shadows on the canvas. Plus I'm doing damage, loading up my ammo, casting shadows on the canvas. Yep. The world's intoxicated, spirits moving like a Ouija. The hated raps represent the punks who wanna be me. They wanna see me pray to Satan and commit a murder. Got hecked for slaying rhymes, I refuse to pack a burner. Black like coal, but under pressure I'm a diamond. My value changes with my circumstances. Enemies are trying to make advances. Police protection, roll the dice and taking chances. When I was younger, I used to rock Caesars and afros with holy clothes, dreaming of bankrolls. It's the hero, greater than zero. My mind racing for child Jason. At times basing the fans rush for my performance. Tears running my makeup. A mask I put on jazz, music against magic. I breathe tragic, classic baked acid. Times of essence, so is my mind when I reject the feeling rockers of life until they get infected. Street pockets of mice, keeping crime infectious. Clutching the fist of roses, but nobody knows him. His flow reaches many noses, the younger Moses. I got a reputation harder than the bass that I jam. I got a reputation harder than the bass that I jam. Plus I'm doing damage, loading up my ammo, casting shadows on the canvas. Plus I'm doing damage, loading Under my ammo, casting shadows on the canvas, and I murdered my enchantress.